Hey lovely people, Tempest here from Times with Tempest. Thanks for taking a moment to check out today's video. As you can tell, I'm standing in my kitchen, so you're probably wondering what today's video is about. Well, maybe not so much because it's in the title, right? But this thing right here behind me is my cabinet where all of my spices and my condiments live. Now, we were able to do the kitchen remodel about a year or so ago, but we had to come to terms with the fact that there was no room for a pantry. So we have to maximize our cabinet storage and try to keep things organized. Well, I haven't done a good job with this particular cabinet in terms of, again, the spices and the condiments. So if you want to follow along with me on how I overhaul this, first, showing you just how embarrassing it is. Secondly, working with the glass jars to get all of the spices more uniform, making labels with my Cricut, and trying to get everything a bit more organized. That sounds like something that you want to check out. Make sure that you stay tuned. All right, here's the moment of truth. So much stuff. It just doesn't end. What are we going to do? So the first thing, obviously, is I'm gonna get everything taken out. I'm gonna do a little bit of inventory in terms of what's expired, what am I really low on that I need to re-up, because I don't wanna waste a new spice jar and just like put a drop in there, right? I'm overwhelmed just thinking about it. So let me show you the spice jars to begin with. Here's the box, and I will link this in the description box, the exact set that I ordered, but it came from Amazon. It is a box of 36 jars. It has a label list and some actual printed, pre-made labels and stuff, but I'm gonna make my own. It has a funnel, which is really nice for dumping what I currently have here. And then these are the jars. I think these are what, 4 ounces? So now one of the things that I need to consider is 36 jars enough? I only ordered that one to start, so it might take me a few days to finish everything. I do have these spices that are the organic ones from Walmart, and these jars are pretty identical. The lid on the Amazon ones here is a little thicker, but size-wise, these will work. So I could take some Goo Gone and reuse these and just add my label to it. So we'll see if that helps. And maybe all of the ones that are expired or I'm really low on, I can intentionally shop at Walmart and get these so that I'll have more jars on hand. I don't know if that would necessarily be cheaper, but we're gonna figure it out. That's just an option. We'll see. Okay, so I needed to get these clean before using them. So I've hand washed all of these, and there's plenty of time for them to dry because I have to get myself together here. But I just wanted to show y'all the labels. So these are the labels that were included, and they're not bad at all. I would totally use them if I felt like I wasn't gonna be adding anything to the pantry. I'm sure I'm gonna come across some spices later down the road that I might want to add to or have multiple of for whatever reason. I don't know. But they do have blanks, so that's good for y'all if you're interested in this particular set. They gave a white marker to be able to add to the blanks, but I'm also about to be a little crazy and want everything to match. And also, random, I just saw this. What is this? I've never heard of that or seen that word before. Not even sure I know how to pronounce it. But this list is going to come in handy because I'm actually going to use this as my inventory sheet and just do some check marks to say that, yes, I have these spices on hand and these are the ones that I need to print out with the Cricut. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I still need these to dry a little bit, and I haven't done anything with these boxes. All of these are getting ready to go into those glass jars. Moving to the stove, these are like specialty ones, and I honestly don't know if I'm gonna use a jar for them. Because I don't know if I'd even use the spice again, if that makes sense. Yes, this is Bojangles fry seasoning for my folks that are familiar with Bojangles. So the labels are cutting. I just washed this funnel. What I'm gonna do is go ahead, because it's getting late, add spices to some of the jars and then just keep them grouped together over here on the counter. I'll figure out a system instead of waiting for the labels and then filling up the cups, because I think, again, they're only about halfway done, and then I have to cut and weed and get transfer tape and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of work out of order a little bit here. What is the spice? Cayenne.
Cayenne don't like to move. You need the
Making a mess is what I'm doing. Okay, maybe the funnel was a bad idea.
Why?
So before I get too far and start throwing stuff away, I'm actually going to use these extra labels that were provided, and I am going to figure out where they fit best, on the bottom, on the top, probably on the top, I don't know, or on the back. We'll figure it out, but I need to be able to mark expiration dates for these. That's really important. Some people, like, I don't think we ever threw spices away growing up, but I was doing some reading about whether or not spices ever really expire, but it's more about them not being good as opposed to going bad, if that makes any sense. Like, they lose their, like how strong they are and all that stuff over time. So I am going to use this and the marker, and I tested it out with a paper towel that I'll be able to essentially kind of dry erase using this, as long as I don't lose this marker. As the seasonings, I use them and I need to replace them, I can update the expiration date as we go. And if you hear that noise, the Cricut is still cutting. So I'm already regretting this because weeding is going to take me forever. For those of you that are familiar with the Cricut doesn't like small, thin letters. And I didn't want to change the pressure because it could have possibly ruined it. And so now weeding is difficult. For those of you that aren't familiar with how the Cricut works, I can talk you through that here in a second. The next thing is, I don't know if I sound stuffy right now, but y'all, that cayenne almost took me out. I cannot stop sneezing. I think, like, I don't even have any nose hairs anymore. This sucks. So these are done. See, like, look at the end. It's so thin and it's messed up. And you know, the size, like, I need the width to be the same, but the fewer letters, all that stuff kind of alters the way that it looks, even though they're all the same size. So this is what it looks like once you weed it, which basically means removing everything. So all this black that you see has to come out, not only the exterior, but inside the letters, right? So there was something inside the D, these parts of the B, the A, you get it. It's gonna take forever. Okay, so this is where we are. I have the added spice to the new jar with the original bottle so that I can label them properly and grab expiration dates, but I'm tired. So they're just gonna sit here for the night. I'm gonna wipe down everything to make sure that I cover my bases, but we're just gonna try again in the morning. So a bit of a status update. Labels are on. Not loving the black, maybe white would have popped. Also doing them vertically might have been a good idea, but nevertheless, I'm using the blanks to denote the expiration date. It came with the chalkboard marker, so I'll make sure that I hang on to that so that I can change it out over time. I have about 7 left that I need to do. The other thing is that I have a few spices that after I dump them, there's still some left and I'm not gonna be wasteful. So I need to figure out somewhere to keep these so that I can use them before using the official glass jar. So if y'all have any suggestions for that, that'd be great. We're all done. I did not alphabetize them. I have them kind of organized by frequency. So the ones on the first row I use more often than the ones on the back row. These are some of the specialty ones. Like when these are out, I probably won't purchase those again, so no need to waste a jar for it. And then some of my larger refillable ones. Other condiments and spices at the top. I'll definitely need the step stool, so I want to find an alternative to this 3-tier and try to get something that is U-shaped or 2-tier, but it'll do for now. So there we go.